Hey everyone, hope you're having a good day. My name's Andy. My channel is Finding Value. Today we're going to do our daily technical analysis update of gold and silver. We'll look at the dollar, 10-year yield, precious metals, and then all the companies and ETFs that follow. And this is my first time looking at it. I didn't really look at it today, but it's looking quite good. We'll take a look at it. I'll give you my financial opinion. Please don't use it as advice. And here we go. We're going to jump right into the charts. So we've got the DXY. Again, the DXY, why are we going over this? The bottom, the numerator is the thing that you're invested in. The denominator is what it's priced in, or dollars. If the dollar goes lower, more than likely your assets will go higher because that's the dollar losing value and your asset maintaining its value. In these expansionary phases of real estate, a little ways into it, we see a weaker dollar usually. Right now, we are in the beginnings of an expansion phase. We have gone up in the dollar, and this is usually a headwind to the move of gold and silver and a lot of the commodities. You may think that, and I may say that, but commodities have gone up a lot, and precious metals are starting to get heated up. And I do think that the dollar this index will probably head lower at some point. But in the short term, it has been heading higher. 10-year yield, a little bit of a small down day today. We are coming back down a little bit. We are breaking out of the big long-term big picture view, and I think we're going to head higher, or at least the market's going to pressure it to go higher with inflation where it's at. Gold itself, zooming in on there, we've got a breakout of this guy here at about the $1,900 level. We're sitting at 1936. What we're doing is we're putting in a small kind of little pattern like this, where I think we'll eventually break higher. So that one's looking good. Silver is also looking good. I did a quick look at these three. Small little down day today on the short term. We're at this resistance area right now. The sellers aren't in here smacking it lower, so I think we are going higher. The buyers are still in control. We've got two little small bloody nose down days, and usually that's a continuation pattern to the upside. Platinum, another one. This is the cheapest metal of all the metals in the precious metals area. I'll get a little bit of resistance through here. We were up today, $9. Looks like whenever we come to this area, we get a little bit of a sell-off. That's what the wick on the top means there. That's what the wick on the top means there. So hopefully, I mean, we've broken the downtrend. Everything looks good. Hopefully we can get some momentum to the upside and we start moving. XAU to gold ratio is continuing to go higher. The miners are still outperforming the metal itself. I do think that with time, this is going to make a massive move back to a more normalized area, or maybe even to a high way up here, which is more towards an all-time high. Whenever you go further to the downside, you usually overcompensate to the upside. So that is the XAU to gold ratio. I think that the gold and silver miners will do well at some period of time here very shortly. Looking at those mining companies, they should all exhibit massive pattern breaks to the upside. What do we see? Karora Resources, massive break to the upside, and guess what? It is now breaking out and moving up. This would be a good one that I would be purchasing now. That's me. We can see that this thing kind of fell down. There's no real resistance, so I think we're going to go back up with no real resistance. So that one looks good. EXK, zooming in on here, we're trying to break out of this downtrend pattern. We're right there with a small little down day. I do think this looks good for a continued move higher. FSM, another one that's got a fresh breakout of a big long pattern. I do think we are going to head higher with those two small little down, or it's an up day today, but small down day yesterday and an up day today. Continuation move higher. GDX is looking good for a move higher. Still looks fantastic. MMNGF, move higher. Small little bloody nose today. That's a continuation pattern to the upside. Koya Resources, Yeah, a little small down day today with a wick at the bottom. Again, I still think we're going to head higher with it eventually. Discovery Silver, DSVSF. It's an exploration company. It still looks good to go on higher. Yep. These are all bullish candlesticks, all in this area there, all bullish. It's going to go higher eventually. AG, First Majestic, right at the resistance line on a much larger pattern. NEM, Newmont, is moving on higher. This guy is breaking its massive pattern to the upside. If you guys like Newmont, now's the time to get it, in my opinion, but that's what I would do. Not advice. Mag Silver, it's just sitting there waiting to go higher, waiting for gold. Yamana Gold's already gone. It's ripped pretty good from $4 to $5.20, $5.30 in that range. This thing could go sideways a little bit before extending a move higher, but still looks good. It's a good breakout. Impact Silver just moving sideways here. We're right in that resistance area that we have to break through it. Aftermath Silver, another one that's got a bullish piercing, which will eventually red higher. A little bloody nose today. At least that's what I call it. Platinum Group Metals is just moving sideways. This thing hasn't really performed the way that I would like it. I'll be honest, guys. I mean, palladium's up quite a bit. This is a major palladium company, and we just haven't gotten the leverage that I'd like. Am I going to do anything with it? Not yet. It still looks okay, but I wish it had a little more leverage to the move. Now, Sandstorm Gold, this is one I loaded up in. This one has leverage to the move. This one looks really good. Nice breakout here. Looks fantastic. And on the long term, it also looks fantastic for a much larger move to the upside. That's one that I hold on to. Franco-Nevada's also doing quite well. This is another one that I really loaded up on. This is a while back. I've held this for a long time. And this one looks like we're ready to break this guy right here, which is the big pattern for a big move higher. EMX still moving on up. Still looking quite good. We've got the downtrend line here. We're playing with it. This is one that I would be buying here as well. I actually, down here is where I bought, but this one looks good. Teuton Resources is my little speculative royalty company. I added in down here. I don't hold as much in Teuton Resources as Sandstorm Gold and Franco-Nevada and Wheaton Precious Metals. But it's my speculative type royalty company, and I would be a buyer down here. Wheaton Precious Metals, I own a larger holding in this guy. This guy's breaking its downtrend line for a move higher. Gold Royalty, it's just what I had in Ely Gold Royalty. I haven't bought anything new in it, but it's just been tracking downward to sideways. Metallo Royalty, this one looks interesting. I don't know if I own I own a small stake, very small stake in it. But this one also looks good for a break to the upside. Let me draw this a little bit better, guys. It looks more like that. But that one looks really good. And it's got a lot of leverage to the move, it seems like. Mavericks Metals breaking to the upside here, so that one also looks good. Royal Gold's already had a pretty good run. Would I buy it up here? Probably not. I like buying it when it's down. This is another one I own a decent stake in. And I keep buying it kind of where it hits this trend line here. That trend line. And then Cisco Gold Royalty I added into this one. I do like this one quite a bit. It's breaking out of its pattern. I'd be a buyer right now in it. This is one that I added to the donations portfolio. If you notice, I'm buying a lot of stuff on breakouts. This thing looks fantastic, guys, right here. A Cisco Gold Royalty if you want a royalty company. So overall, guys, I think precious metals look good. That's what I think. I think we're going to continue move upward. We're breaking all these patterns to the upside. Gold, silver, platinum look good. They've broken their patterns. Now is the time to accumulate and hold. That's what I'm doing, at least. Don't use it as advice, but that's what I'm doing. If you guys like the content, give me a thumbs up. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. And thank you for listening. This is Finding Value.